Hey guys, welcome back. You're sitting on the Big Game Hunters podcast on the hashtag MagnaOnAir Digital Network. Roy McMillan, Michael Flint. What do candidates really want to know about your company, right? In order for you to set your benchmark, to create, to build your brand, to grow your company, to really stand out in the marketplace, there's so many things that candidates need to know and you as hiring managers and employers are not doing. So we want to have a podcast show on this today to really educate you, to make you understand and get your brand out there blowing up so you're attracting the best talent. What is it, Mike? Give it to them.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is in having an opportunity to share your vision. You know, what are the company values and what are your goals? You know, where is the organization going? What is the path to success? There's many different departments within an organizational structure. Each department and each individual in that department has a responsibility to be pulling in the same direction. Having a clear, well-documented path for the entire organization helps ensure that everybody knows what's expected to them, but most importantly, it gives them an understanding of what success looks like. And I think that's the biggest thing is, you know, where are we going? What are the goals and how do we get there?
Yeah, what's the game plan? What's the agenda?
Well, the purpose.
Right? Or what is your purpose, right? People go to work because they have a purpose. People go to work because people want to join great companies that are doing great things. And
but they also want to make an impact. Like the individual candidates, you know, they do, you're right, they do want to join good companies and they do want to do great things, but they as an individual want to contribute and they want to have an impact on the direction of the business and have that sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, so being transparent about your goals, being transparent about the values that your company can bring to a potential prospect that's looking to join your company is critical because you could potentially missing out on such a great candidate if you're not, you know, emphasizing this online and putting these things out there to people that want to have access to it. Because typically when candidates are looking for work or they're trying to get to that next step in their career, they're going to do a lot of research online, right? They're going to go look on the Glassdoor, they're going to go look on the website, they're going to look on LinkedIn, they're going to look on Facebook, they're going to use leverage and maximize all of the social media options too as well as possible to learn as much about that company as they can.
Yeah, and especially if it's that candidate that's currently employed at another organization, you know, that individual is going to take a real considered approach to vetting your company. It's much different than you know, a job seeker's approach to an opportunity. You know, someone that has to put food on the table, you know, they just want to get back to work. Someone that's making a strategic career decision, they want to know that they're going to the best possible place that's giving them the best opportunity to be successful in a long-term forward basis.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the key thing too, and that will lead us to our next point, is company culture, right? In order to attract great people, in order to attract great candidates, you have to voice your company culture, right? Everyone wants to be a part of something fun, something exciting, something that's going places, right? It's all about the culture. It's all about having fun, having a team environment, very competitive, and
having buy-in, though.
Having buy-in, right? You gotta have buy-in.
Whatever the culture is.
You know, I think there's people that show up every single day and like, oh, you know, this culture isn't for me. This is not working.
Go somewhere else.
Go somewhere else, right? Yeah, move on. And the problem is too many people hold back on their coattails and like, oh, I'm gonna stick it out, because I have nowhere else to go and I'm gonna go be miserable somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
So no, but either way, company culture is crucial, right? It's essentials to the dynamics of your organization. And when people want to thinking about moving or thinking about joining, it's important for you to get them to highlight that. Meeting other people that work at your company.
For sure, yeah,
right?
100%.
Not just one department, but multiple departments, right? And hearing what the culture is really like within a sales department versus the marketing department, the IT department, because everyone has their own little hubs within these large companies, right? So I think it's important to do the whole walk around, get to know everybody, and really, is this going to be the right cultural fit for me?
Yeah,
right. I know I've worked at so many companies and the culture's been different. I think at every single one of them. Yeah. Right. Bring them in, let them see the facility, right? As much time in your office as possible to really absorb as much as your company culture as possible. Yeah. You know, if you have dogs in the office, if it's fun, friendly, energetic, outgoing, emphasize it. This is what it's going to take to secure some of the best talent out there in the market.
I agree. I think candidates also want to know who your customer is. So who is Mr. Customer to the business that
crucial
that they're going into?
Oh yeah.
You know, if you go into an organization and you don't know who's paying the bills, are you really putting your 100% effort into that opportunity without knowing how that business dynamic works?
Yeah.
If you're a back end guy, you know, do you know how the front end works? If you're a front end guy, do you know that the people that are behind the scenes responsible for delivering, you know, product to Mr. Customer or service to Mr. Customer or whatever it might be? But I do think that candidates really want to know ultimately, you know, who is buying the product and or service or commercial goods.
Who are you working with? Who your clients are, right? Where your testimonials are coming from. You know, Can you pick up the phone right now and get a client on the phone and give it to a potential new hire and say, hey, look what our clients are saying about us.
Yeah.
Look at what our customers are saying about us.
Yeah.
Right?
Valuable.
Look at what my suppliers are saying about us.
Yeah.
Right? This is all important when you first start to join a company. You need to know what people are saying. Because at the end of the day, the customers are the people feeding that company. It's not the companies that's feeding the company. It's the customers that are feeding that company. So you need to know and absorb as much information around, okay, is this company have a great reputation? Are the companies excited about working with them? Are they giving them more work? Who are their customers? You know, another key thing too as well as if you're potentially going to look for a new job is understanding where their customers are actually located.
Physically,
right?
Geographically.
Yeah, where their customers are located, because you could be working at a remote office in Vancouver, but 98% of their customers are in Montreal at their head office. So there's also things that you have to weigh in and that you think about too as well. You got to go in there with the understanding as if you're the owner. You got to look at all of these things, because you could be really walking into a disaster if you do not know.
Yeah.
Right? How many companies and websites do you see out there, Michael, that have all these fake companies that they work with? They've never worked with them. They've never even spoken to them. They don't even know the hiring manager there. Well, they worked with this client six years ago. Now their contacts have since moved on, or they've been fired.
Well, I can tell you.
Right? There's so many of them.
I'm better today at spotting that in 1 millisecond than I was, say, 4 years ago. So
yeah,
you know, you become very good at sniffing out. I guess what doesn't look right. You know, sometimes if it doesn't look right, it's not right.
And the reason we say this, right, Michael, is because we want hiring managers to secure the very best talent, the very best candidates out there in the market. So share this information. If you're a legit company with legit customers, happy customers that are satisfied and continue to give them more and more and more and more work, which I hope that they are, then why wouldn't you share that to protect your new candidate? Obviously, there's confidentiality reasons that you cannot share certain things with certain people. You know, if there's big expansion plans in the works, whatever it may be, but give them a taste of who your customers are. Show them what your culture's like, right?
Totally.
Next one, Mike. Give them the next one.
Well, I mean, I guess this one goes hand in hand with culture, but, you know, teamwork. You know, who comprises the team? You know, how is leadership broken up amongst those team members? You know, who has the strongest voice? Is it by department? Is it by seniority? How do individuals within your organization defer decision making? Do you have an open forum for new ideas and a fresh perspective on how to get the job done for Mr. Customer?
Yeah.
Healthy organizations, you know, want input from all sides of their organization. And, you know, what's interesting, you know, about that teamwork element of it, you know, when I'm talking to candidates and they're going in for an interview, I tell them, you got to be an ambassador from the moment you get there to the moment you leave, because you don't know who has an opinion on the hiring decision. The same goes for teamwork. When you're part of a team, you know, the person at the front desk and the person that's in the executive boardroom, they equally share responsibility to ensure that they're putting their best foot forward collectively every day.
Well, you have to spend each and every waking minute with this person, right? I work with you guys more than I see my wife, right?
That's
more
true.
than I see my other family members. So it's very important that you get to know who your team members are.
Yeah.
The next one we got for you guys is what that leadership style's like within that organization, right? Who's at the helm? What's his or her track record? This is another big thing too as well that a lot of people misunderstand is who you going to work for. People don't just typically want to go work for the company. They want to go work for that person running that company, because they know that person's going to be going to do big things with great products. He's going to grow and scale this opportunity. He's got a great reputation in the industry. So you have to think about that, because I know when I was on the job market and I was looking for work, I was like, you know, at the end of the day, I don't really care what company I'm working for. I care about the person I'm working with. Right?
That's true.
Does this person have my best interest in mind? Is this company financially secure? Does this company understand my true goals,
but
my
do they
true
walk
potentials?
the walk? You know,
Do they walk the walk?
Do they walk the walk? You know, it's one thing to be able to say, "Hey, do as I say." It's another thing to not say anything at all and just implicitly go, "Do as I do."
Yeah, do
as I do.
Bang on, right? If they cannot step up and they cannot do or produce what it is that they're telling you to do, walk away. You got to be in there with the guys that can produce and can back up the talk. Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely,
so, for sure.
Absolutely. And we want you guys, our audience, our community, our clients, our candidates, right? What do candidates really want? What do people really want when they're making their next career move? What do they want in your company? It's very important that you go over these things, you understand these things, because it's only going to add more value to to you hiring better people faster, quicker, more efficient, and ultimately retain them and grow your company. You guys are sitting on the Big Game Hunters podcast. Michael Flint, Rory McMillan. We're on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, YouTube. We're everywhere. We want you guys to comment on our videos. We want you guys to comment on our shows. Continue to subscribe. Continue to share the love. And we're bringing you shows each and every week. It's the Big Game Hunters. Michael Flint, once again, Rory McMillan.
See you next week.
See you next week.